Challenges make you scared. That's okay. Tell yourself it's okay to be scared. It's okay to face challenges every day, but don't stop. Believe in yourself because so much can happen with the power of belief. It is amazing.
Has your life, your dreams been interrupted? Good news. It is possible to reinvent our lives. People are doing it every day, and some are brave enough to share the struggles, disappointments, and challenges. If you are looking for a new beginning, a do-over, or to rediscover your passion, maybe even find a new one, then grab a cup of coffee and let's talk. Interrupted, Act 2, Reinventing Your Legacy, with your host, Coach Lori.
Hey, it's Coach Lori. Join me for my masterclass every Friday at 9 a.m. First, it's Tango Your Talk. How to engage 50% of your audience that might be checking out, plus a special guest. For the link, email me at lacoach@comcast.net.
Chrissa Valanti is a coach with life passionate profits and a musician. And just an amazing woman. I'm so glad to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Lori. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, we always start with where you are now and what you love about your life. So tell us everything.
Well, who here has felt stuck with tech and marketing for their coaching business? I get it. I was there 3 years ago, which is why I set up my company with my partner called Life Passion into Profits. And we help coaches and consultants feeling tech and marketing overwhelmed go from losing valuable time and energy and money to building them a done-for-you funnel and follow-up communication that is automated, attracts their high-level clients, demonstrates your value to your prospect, and accelerates your results. And we have it all live for you in 7 days.
That's amazing. And tell us where you live.
I'm from Darwin, Northern Territory, Australia. I did live in Melbourne for over 25 years and I toured as a musician around the world. Went to your neck of the woods a few times. It was amazing. You know, it was an incredible life, but it's an old life now.
So you're really not doing music anymore?
I have my stuff. My band Valanti is on iTunes. I played at Slash's Club Snitch in New York for 2 nights in a row when I came to America. You know, I stayed at the Mondrian on Sunset Boulevard. You know, went to Las Vegas. I mean, I had an incredible life, toured, had a number 5 radio hit in Germany, performed in France, Bangkok. Like I've traveled everywhere, and it was an incredible life. I've got a few EPs and albums on iTunes, and it was an incredible life. But then I got struck with adversity, cancer, and it came to an abrupt halt.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Yeah, I felt pain. I didn't listen to my body, and therefore why I became a coach. Because learning to love yourself was, I think, the biggest thing that I learned from this. But yeah, I went to the hospital after months and months of pain and not listening to myself. And within hours, I was told my body was riddled with tumors. And not only that, they told me that I had 48 hours actually to save my ability to walk, because one of the tumors had eaten through my spine and was leaning on my spinal cord, and it was going to sever within 48 hours, and it was a 50-50 chance. And I just had this voice in my head and it said, no, it doesn't matter. I'm going to dance at my son's wedding. He was 6 at the time. I will be around for my son's wedding. And so I chose to radiate, and the tumor fell off and I got to keep my legs. So that was incredible. But then they told me there was more cancer. Then I had blood cancer, multiple myeloma.
So did you get over one and then you got another?
Exactly. Yeah. It's like, my God, did the universal God give me a fruit salad of things to learn from? like it was incredible. Like multiple myeloma, had a stem cell transplants, and everything looked amazing. Even though I was scared for my life, I successfully survived that. And then about a year later, I got pain in my chest, thinking it was a heart attack. It was a very rare cancer, necrosis of the heart tissue that feeds the heart, and there's no cure. All they do is they pump you with a lot of happy drugs, pain relief, because the pain is unbearable. They give you a lot of happy drugs to go home and die with your family, really. But I went back to the hospital 3 days later, and they didn't understand why, but my body just fought it, and I was fine. So it's just completely cured on my own. They don't understand why. They don't know how it happens. The best thing I got from Dr. Zabo, who's my doctor, just said something that the body just knows what to do. And then again, a year after that, they say remission for multiple myeloma. It's a blood cancer, and they just try keep it at bay. Came back And then again, once again, my body fought it. And within weeks, I was again healthier than I've ever been. I mean, I lost all my hair the first time. This time I only lost half my hair and it's growing back. So it's a bit fluffy.
Was this pretty recent?
Yes, 3 years ago. I still get monthly treatments, which is maintenance. But yeah, I still get treatment and therefore the hair loss. But I've got an incredible regime of what it is that I did. You know, I've got an incredible bone broth formula. I create my own soap, my own shampoo, everything that I did in order to overcome, or I work with the medical system and that, but my progress has been absolutely amazing. It's been an incredible journey, learned a lot. That's why I became a coach. So I became a coach so that I could, because I saw a lot of death, you know, in the hospital, and it was quite sad. And people feeling down and feeling like their life was over. I remember once laying in the hospital and I was crying, and it was 6 o'clock in the morning, and my parents had flown over from Greece. And she leant over and she put her arm and she goes, don't, you know, you're going to beat this. I go, Mom, I'm not crying about the cancer. I'm crying because it's 2 more hours until breakfast. I just saw the lights in everything. I just saw happiness in everything. I found myself. I started to listen to my body, and the transformation was phenomenal. And that's why I became a coach, because I feel that to a certain degree, I had a great lifestyle as a musician, but I did lose myself. You know, I got up to a few things that were a little left of center. But I felt, yeah, I wanted other people to at least hear about my journey in order for them, if they were facing adversity. And it doesn't have to be cancer. It can be anything. You could be going through a marriage breakup. You could be going through many other things, losing a job. Adversity is relative to your surroundings, what it is that you're going through in your life. Mine happened to be cancer. For me, it was, and a lot of cancer patients say this, come back from it, that it was a wake-up call. My life has been absolutely extraordinary since.
For you, it was so quick. It was like one day you're living the dream and the next day you're in the hospital getting your affairs in order.
Yeah, yes, exactly. And I have one child. I can't have any more kids now, but, oh, I may, you never know. But it was one child, and he saw the screaming, he saw everything. And as a mother, you would do anything for your child not to hear your screams or go or witness any pain that you're going through. But it was that unbearable that I had to remove him. I remember him being removed from my room. I could never put my child through that. So no matter what, yeah, God says in the Bible, ask and you shall receive. I was like, hello, God, I'm not going anywhere. And then bang, 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 one diagnosis after the other just came back benign, because first they thought it was breast cancer that had metastasized down the spine, because I was just riddled, you know, the body was just riddled. And it was like one diagnosis after the other was like, bang, bang, benign. And the doctors were like, what? Happy, but they just couldn't find anything. It was incredible.
It sounds like you are kind of by nature a happy, positive person.
Yes.
How did you cope with all of this?
Yeah, for me it was, I stopped and I listened to myself, because laying in the hospital, like there were times, a lot of time where I was on my own, and that is so powerful, silence, because when nothing's silent nowadays. We have our mobile phones, we've got all these apps, we've got Facebook, we've got so much social media, there's so much happening around us. If that's not what we've got the TV on, even though I believed in meditation, I had a few experiences as a child, I'd become detached from myself. I believe what happened is that I had to find myself. So in those moments of silence, I could hear the hospital machinery. Then I could hear the chatter out in the hallway. And I started to hone in on different things. And then I honed in on myself. And it was like, oh my God, where's me? And I was like, oh my God, I love me. You know, I just woke and I looked in the mirror. By then I was changing. I was on so much drugs and steroids. I was losing my hair, you know, so much transformation. I'd gone from this goddess looking blonde hair, you know, rock star, to someone who was 27 kilos overweight and bald. And I looked in that mirror and I said, Struth, woman, I really love you. And everything just transformed. My strength, the belief I had within myself and what I could achieve was that phenomenal and that life-changing, that it was so transformational. No matter how overwhelming the whole experience was and the journey and what it is that I was facing, I'm not going to say I didn't cry. I cried a lot. I'm not going to say it didn't hurt. It was painful, but I found within myself, I am an incredible human being. I am powerful. I am beautiful. I love myself. Chrissa, you're an incredible human being. I found the ability to talk to myself. And I did study hypnotherapy, because there are a few things that I did in the hospital that I couldn't explain. And I remember watching YouTube one day and I saw this lady, and her name was Marissa Peer, and she was describing some form of hypnotherapy, self-hypnotherapy. And I was like, I jumped off the couch, who'd become my best friend at the time. I'm like, oh my God, that's what I did in the hospital. That's what I did. So I put it down to hypnotherapy, self-meditation, and I did rapid transformational therapy with Marissa Peer, and my life just changed. Yeah.
I love her so much.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah. So you got
Yes.
to go through her course?
Yes, I did her course, and I connected with Elise Clayton, who you've seen a lot of YouTube ads right now. Like, she was my mentor, Elise Clayton. She was absolutely phenomenal, and she taught me so much stuff. She took me by the hand and she said, Chrissa, you are phenomenal. You are an exceptional human being. And I said, thank you, Elise. She saw right through me. She did hypnotherapy on me, and she helped me a lot.
I'm such a big believer in self-talk and not just thought, but in actually saying the words. And I don't know if you've heard of Dr. Caroline Leaf.
I've got her book where she has that old tree, that silver tree with the wood on the bottom. Like, I watched her religiously.
Her latest one is Cleaning Up the Mental Mess.
That's it, cleaning up the mental mess.
Will you talk to somebody who's maybe not loving themselves? What does it take? What's the talk? You so brilliantly use that to transform your life. And I believe in this, and I would love for you to talk about that more.
And remember, adversity could be for anything. Like, we all face adversity, and the subject, there are many different facets in our life, whether it's a breakup, many different, losing a job. It all comes down to self-love is the biggest factor that transformed my life and helps me through anything, because God made us in his likeness. We are incredible beings. We can achieve so much. I mean, look at me. I walked in and out of the hospital practically the same day, cured for when I had that rare and incurable cancer. And that was basically me sitting there and saying, hey, God, listen, I'm not ready for this. This is not happening to me. It's got to go. You just need to talk, whether it's to God, whether it's to yourself. Look in the mirror. I mean, what is it? Louise Hayes, I studied her a lot too. She would bring out a mirror, and I would do that too. And I was like, and mind you, I was bald, 27 kilos heavier. And if you see my life beforehand, it was a big transition. It was a lot to cope with. I mean, I could have had cancer, but whether it be vein and that, it was like, oh my God, I've lost my hair. Oh my God, I put on all this weight, all these steroids. And it does affect you because your whole life changes. But if you can find the ability to stand in front of the mirror and say, I love you. You are an incredible person. I am a powerful being. I am this, and finish the I am sentences about yourself, and take the necessary steps every single day. I mean, just hone in a couple of seconds every single day. I mean, my God, that's 5 minutes out of your day. Put reminders on your watch to just say, hey, I love myself. Hey, look at what I'm doing. It's like I had forgotten myself, and then I was found again. And then my whole life transformed. And then I started to study. I started to take things in, because I wasn't going to accept the norm that, oh my God, your life is over. For me, my life began when they told me it was over. That's why it was so transformational. So self-love for me is the biggest key. The biggest key for anybody's transformation. Self-love is your transformation, is your key. It is your superpower. Yeah.
I think it's so interesting that you were doing the thing, living the dream, basically, as we say in the industry, when you got basically knocked down, that you recognized you didn't have that self-love.
And I'm a beautiful person. Everybody is beautiful, but it's a different kind of beautiful. It's a different kind of self-love. And I'm not talking narcissistic or anything like that. That's coming from a place of shame, of hurt, somewhere bad, of lack. That's coming from a place of lack. I'm not talking about narcissistic self-love. I'm talking true, genuine love for yourself. I had no boundaries. I could be walked over, I could snap, go from 0 to 100. Really, that was a lack of self-respect. I had certain things happen to me. I lost a lot of money. I lost a home to a family member. And that because I didn't love myself enough to be aware that I could say I didn't have boundaries. I was scared. Even though I tried to act tough, I wasn't that person. And when I found self-love and I set up boundaries, my whole life changed. It's like even the cancer cells had boundaries, because it's like, hey guys, you're not doing this to me, and certainly not today. And then bang, 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 it just changed and it just transformed my life. Yeah.
And then you've set up this new business that you're
Yes.
helping other people.
First, I started I was going to be a coach and it was great. But what I saw online, which was quite sad, was, I had a double major in English and double major in history. And then I went off and studied education. And then I became a rock star. So it was so I was actually a high school teacher, but, I went off and gallivanted around the world. But I minored in IT. So the online realm wasn't unfamiliar to me, but it was unfamiliar to a lot of coaches, to a lot of goddesses, to a lot of people that were trying to start their online business, but they were stuck in the tech overwhelm and they tried to figure it out on their own. And don't get me wrong, I went through this phase as well, and it was awesome helping people, but I needed that help to get in the new sphere. Things had changed from when I had studied the online realm. And what I was finding with all these people, all these coaches, consultants, were spending all their time trying to focus on the tech when they should be really focusing on serving and helping all their clients. They needed to be seen. I mean, Arlene Wilder tells us, somebody out there needs what you alone have to offer. And it was like, whoa, that is so true. And I thought, oh my God. So that's when I started to get into building funnels, because it was the new way. I'd spent 3 years investing over 150K in myself in coaching courses and watching endless amounts of videos and learning about all this tech and feeling lost and overwhelmed. And I thought, wait a minute, if I can fix this for myself. That's when I found my partner, and she gave me a certain system to follow and built my funnel for me. My whole life transformed after that. And so now we create high-level funnels for people, for online consultants, so that they can attract people to their businesses fast, because that's basically what a funnel is. So together we thought that we could help a lot of coaches who were where I was. And we shortcut the timeline and give them support. They need to go and serve people where they need it most.
That's so great, because as an entrepreneur, that's where I have throughout the years gotten stuck in trying to figure out what's next. And then as soon as you figure it out, it changes
your whole life, doesn't it, Laurie? Like it changes your whole life. You think like, oh my God, we do these courses. And do you really want to sit there for the next 6 or 12 months reading and watching more videos when you can really just fast track it in a couple of days? We build funnels. And when I'm talking fully automated funnels, within 7 days. And then we take people on a journey with us, but we've got a Kickstarter funnel now for only $4.97, and that's fully automated. And you can do this within 7 days. It's fully automated, set up for you, and you can concentrate on what needs to be done for your business. I mean, it's incredible.
I met Chrissa in a master class, and we reached out and it was so great to find out that we had so many things in common. And this is something that I have been looking for. So I'm very excited to have you create my funnel for me. One of the things before we go is, with all of your experience from you have college and teaching and being a rock star, which is awesome. Then you have had this disease, and now you have this new life. In all of these things, what is it that you really want people to know?
We are powerful beings, and that we can do it. If you choose to go all in on yourself, life is incredible. The doors just open. Look at what I experienced. My life started when they told me it was over. And from that, my life has been so transformational since then. Self-love, love yourself, truly love yourself and respect yourself. And know that no matter what is there in front of you, it is just a challenge. Challenges make you scared. That's okay. Tell yourself it's okay to be scared. It's okay to face challenges every day, but don't stop. Believe in yourself, because so much can happen with the power of belief. It is amazing.
Thank you so much, Chrissa. How can people find you? What's your web address?
Okay, if you want to go from losing valuable time, energy, and money to, first of all, having a done-for-you funnel with automated follow-up that attracts high-value clients, demonstrates your value, and accelerates your results live in 7 days, schedule a time with me at www.passionintoprofitslive.com. That's passionintoprofitslive.com. Thank you. Life is wonderful.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Laurie.
Do you have brain fog? Are you exhausted all the time? Do you struggle with depression? How about cravings? Imagine an enzyme that turns sugar into fiber. For a link to order your bottle, email me at lacoach at Comcast.net. That's LACOACH at Comcast.net.
3 things we learned from Chrissa. Sometimes we go through rough times. Embrace those times. Self-love is not narcissistic. It's actually a beautiful, wonderful thing. Even after a big struggle, life can be really grand. And even in the midst of a continued struggle, we can find joy and peace.
If you love this podcast, here's a big ask. Will you share with your friends and family, subscribe, give us a review, and a 5-star rating so that others looking to reinvent their lives will be able to get the help they're looking for? Thank you in advance.